Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Measure 2020 Career Mode episode number 28. Here we are, moment of truth. This is the moment that I was in absolute freakout mode last episode, and sorry if that came off a bit annoying. Believe me, it was worse. It was honestly worse than what you saw. Bit of an unusual episode without the in-race footage, just the management side of things there. By the time I cut the video down, I still had 35 minutes of footage, which I cut down a further 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes of footage that I removed, I'd say at least 50% of that was the continuation of my progression from oh no, is this going to happen? To, oh, I think it's going to happen too. Oh, please don't let this happen to. Oh, it's happening. That was the bulk of that footage. I mean, a good 5 or 6 minutes of it. It stressed me out big time. Now, I have not had a chance yet to look at the comments for yesterday's video, because at the time of recording, that yesterday's video is still tomorrow for me, so I'm a day ahead of time, or 2 days ahead of time technically, for when this is going to be released. So next episode I'll be able to get a reaction to see, to gauge where you guys are at on whether you think we're going to do okay at World Tour level, or whether you agree that I definitely think it's a struggle. I did, over the course of that episode, and maybe I didn't cut it out, I'm not certain, but at the very, very end, I kind of accepted the grieving side of it and started to move on from it. And in the waning moments of that episode, I did come to that realization that it does feel a little bit like, say, Season 2 to me, right? Season 1, we absolutely just got hammered and we're at the back of every race. We're not that bad. We're not going to get absolutely hammered at the World Tour level. But like Season 2, it's going to be really hard to find some results. And that's at least a little encouraging, because I ended up doing okay on Season 2. It's a bit of a setback for that whole, we're probably not going to get all of our financial goals in place this season. And with Zeta and Tintoni's expiring contracts and 4 others, it's going to be really, really ridiculously hard to sign them. And if I lose Zeta in particular, that alone will probably bump us back down to Continental Pro. Is that the end of the world, though? That's not series over. That's not game over. That's rebuild. That's continue working on your finances and get up. The main thing is to not let this year be a failure. So I will fight tooth and nail to get whatever results we can out there. Those national championships are going to be insanely important, but I don't think we're going to be all right. Let me rephrase that. I don't think we're going to be good. I don't think we're going to have an exceptional evaluation this year. But I think we'll be all right. I think I could probably push it to like where it is now at its neutral start of the year. Success. I could probably get stage 1 success and build the profile a little bit. I still think I'm going to end up losing at least Zeta, if not Tintoni as well. And we'll have to restock and rebuild, and outside of those 2 riders, I still have a strong developing team. And I'll continue to have a strong developing team. It's not like we're going back to square one. But I do believe that we are going to be back down in Continental Pro next year, and we will be without Zeta. I'm assuming he's going to have a salary demand that is greater than our entire team salary combined, and will be greater than our entire budget next year, regardless of how I alter that. So I think it will literally be impossible to re-sign him. We'll go for that 100% interest so we can get the biggest discount possible, and I would imagine he'd like to stay with the team. I just don't actually think it's going to happen. Ooh, Bernal's an 81 now. Carapaz an 80. Lopez on Ineos is 79. That's a tough team to beat this year. Oh, look who has to compete with them. Hey, let's get things started. So my preseason setup, after a whole episode of building up for this season, I don't want to spend this whole episode setting up. I've already set up my preseason, but moment of truth, this is going to be the decisive moment of this entire season. South Africa is all they care about. We only have the one South African rider. That hurts, really hurts. A lot of the comments after that previous episode, before I recorded the one that you saw yesterday, everybody's going, Gibbons. Gibbons unfortunately wanted too much money, and it wasn't even that bad. I would have loved to have had Gibbons, but you got to remember, we are on a ridiculously small budget. We're still on a Continental budget. I'd say from about 60 to 65,000 and above, you're pushing Continental Pro budget. Already, I just took my first look. I've tried to not look at the screen here, and I just took my first look, and the demands are crazy. Stage win at the Tour de France, 4-star objective. How am I going to do that? It's going to be from a breakaway is the only way something like that's going to happen. Let's hope there's a cobbled stage and we can get Zeta out there. La Vuelta, a stage win. Ronde van Vlaanderen, top 10. That's a little more achievable. Paris-Roubaix, top 10. Very achievable with our top rider. I can do one objective. Woo woo. Increase, it's better. I mean, 12k increase instead of a 9k increase. But a lot of stage wins. A lot of stage wins on this list. And then just a few top 10s. Good top 10 ones. I mean, these are good with Zeta. That's the focal point of our season right there, is getting those three. All of them. Look, that's all stage wins. Jeez. These four don't matter. They're all after sponsorship signing date. So we only have 7 stage wins and 4 top GC positions, or top overall. You got 3 classics in that. Sprint, yay! We're not sprinters. But one little punchy stage. What is that punchy stage? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can. Oh, there's... Okay, well, there's sprint points. We're going to get somebody in the break on one of those early... Maybe each early stage. We're going to get some guys in the break and go for sprint points. Pick up a few seconds, alternating, pick up a few seconds, take those seconds away from others, and then keep some riders alive on that 4th stage, and we can get our top 5. That's 4 objectives we can do. Then there's 7 objectives that I'm very much worried about. Of those, it looks like really 3 or 4 don't matter much. Low quality, right? Or low importance. So the season just got a bit more doable. It really did. The Tour de France one, that can hurt. That's really late in the sponsorship season, right? Right before you come down to that deadline to sign your sponsor for the year. But we'll get that chance with those national championships to boost something. One really good thing we're going to get is we're going to get a high evaluation on registered riders with Zeta for all those objectives. Our squad evaluation should be decent, as we should be way above. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so easy squad objective this year. They love Zeta. And we got Rainsford. While that's not a tremendous evaluation for us, it's okay. And we'll fight for the results. It'll be tough, but you know what? Try to be optimistic now. I know we'll hear hints of sarcasm throughout the season, but I'm going to try really hard to at least be glass half full as we push through and try to stay alive and do what is necessary this season to continue increasing that budget. Even if it means we go down to Continental Pro next season because we lose Zeta. Speaking of, here is our first look at the team. And things are changing. Zeta has leveled up again. Just at the turn of the month, just December to now, has leveled up once again. His classics ability just went up a bit higher. His stage racing ability went up a bit higher. Time trialing went up quite a bit. So how's he looking at? He's an 80 flat. Prologue went up a little. Cobble, he picked up another, I think, point. So he picked up a point or two of flat, a point of cobble. I think his sprint went up by maybe 1 point. His stamina definitely went up by a couple points. Or was it in 82? There's not much difference here. But it's up. So he's a 79. Regional reputation now. Tony's still a 75. For Mark leveled up. That's what triggered our promotion. As he gave us one more point on the evaluation. That was just enough. Was Barta already a 72? I think he was. Alves Machado leveled up in like August. He's a 72 sprint now to go along with that 77 acceleration. Here's new guy. He's going to be an important piece for us to some of these races as the sponsor cares greatly. And there's a couple different ways to pronounce this. It could be a Dakari or a Dakari. Dakari is usually without the A, but I am going to be going with Dakari for reasons unknown to you, but an athlete that I've coached for multiple years. One of my favorite ones. Good kid. He's a Dakari. Nice balance on the mountains and the hills. The stamina is tolerable. Yeah, it's not bad. I do not know, though, what is his potential. Oh, it's garbage. It's garbage. He is here to appease the sponsor, and that's going to be about it. But at a 72 mountain, he's actually my second best climber right now. Juan at a 70 still. Garrison. Here's our other new guy. He does have the high potential, and that is why we signed him. And he's already a 73 sprint. He actually did boost our sprint because he was the highest on that pure sprint pace, not the acceleration side of it. But that'll be a nice addition to our growing sprint team, which, speaking of, Granigan has finally leveled up, finally gotten 69 above is where you go green, and so he's finally gotten the whole team to that point. Took him all year to get 1 point, but he's jumped to a 72-72, so he's pretty balanced in that regards. We're starting to get to that point where we've got 3 decent lead-out riders for a growing profile of a sprinter in Alves Machado. I think we can, if we were Continental Pro, we'd start competing for wins a lot more often, podiums a lot more often, right there in the mix, not getting, 5th place, 6th place. But now that we're a world tour and we're going up against guys that have like an 80 sprint every race, good luck. Good luck. We're going to be right back down to that squeezing our way into top 10s thing. So I've reworked my staff, bringing in a national reputation modern instead of lowest regional reputation modern trainer, but also gone from a regional secondary groundbreaking trainer. We've jumped to an international, so Kevin Grove has come in now as our key trainer. We didn't go all the way to our max budget this season. It's going to save us a little bit of money into next season that we might be able to use to get Tintoni at least, and hopefully Zeta, but like I said, I highly doubt Zeta, but at least Tintoni. So we've got that extra money, and we're going to be in World Tour. The prize purse is much, much bigger, so we will be bringing in a lot more money. So I don't think the staff is going to be an issue. So, likewise, we got a decent scout, and we got 2 new doctors in, one excellent legendary, and an international doctor. So we're building that part of the team profile. So at least we've got something behind the scenes, albeit a bit more expensive than what we had before. It's almost the same amount as what we're spending on the team itself, but those prize purses should cover it. And either way, we've got $600,000. It's not like we don't have some money to play with for this season. It's just those limits to what you can actually sign that is a real issue for us. So planning for the first bit of the calendars as far as I've gotten. But things are looking good so far. Managing fitness, quite easy. Managing days, a little bit harder for getting my domestiques like Telford, Banijek, Hawaiian into enough races, as there's going to be a lot of important races this year, from World Tour, where everyone matters, to all these sponsor objectives. The in-betweens, the fill-in races, there's not many of those because we're going to need to take advantage of almost every opportunity we're going to be given this season if we're going to achieve some amount of sponsor confidence. First up is Tour Down Under. Really comes down to just 2 punchy stages. The rest are all sprints. I'm not bringing a sprint team to that. We are going to try our best for a strong GC position. I'm definitely not going to push attack for the win, though. I am going to just try to hang on to the group and see if maybe we can grab top 10 overall. I think that would be a good way to open our World Tour account this year. So this is stage 2 of the opening race on our World Tour calendar. This is the Santos Tour Down Under. 2 punchy stages. This is the first of those 2. Wollonga Hill, obviously, is the other one for anyone familiar with the sport. Today, a little bit easier. We've got a slight uphill right now, and then we drop down pretty hard, and then we dual climb towards the finish. We are going to focus all of our attention on supporting full team through these 2 climbs. Tintani is that strongest climber, and I'm not certain, but it looks like he might have leveled up again, because I seem to remember his mountain rating being a 78. Now it's an 80. Hill rating, I think, was like a base 70, so I think it might have gone up by a point as well. Resistance was below 70. It's now at 70. His recovery has jumped to an 80, so he's definitely made some improvements. Apparently not enough for 1 more point on the average, but quite close. Moreno is actually looking the best today as a punchy guy. 74 mountains, 76 on the hills. Vermark would normally be that guy, and actually he's still there. It's the stamina resistance, but that's pretty dang close. Zeta or Lopez would be next. Zeta is really bad today, -4. Now, it's summer in Australia right now, so it's hot, and that leads to a lot of negative ones, but -2s, 3s, and 4s was not expected from anyone. It is expected, first race of the year, January, that there's going to be a lot of riders that don't come in with good preparation. They're trying to build fitness. They're just here to get fitness. I came in with my whole team on a very high fitness level, so they're all 90 plus, all of them. So we shouldn't be seeing these big negatives, but here it is. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. What you do here? There we go. Alright, so 8th hill, you're going to get us moving, and you're right near the front, and your team is right on your wheel, and we've got a little bit of space. So go ahead and pull on out. We'll get Rainsford ready. Zeta a little off. Moreno a little off. Slow going for those guys. Everybody else, no problem getting to the front. And here we go. 6K to go. And this is already where that push begins. So Rainsford just about to come out from behind 8th hill. There we go. Down to 82 in the peloton. Rainsford, there we go, finds a little space. Strong pullout for the team. 5K to go is close enough to get everyone on their gel. Rainsford, let's go ahead and push 99 here.
Just 5 kilometers left.
This is already halfway up this climb, and he's only done slight damage to the guys behind him. Zeta now. Going over the top. In a strong position here. Lopez. Just enough. We're going to try to get over the top of this so I have a few guys. You actually follow Zeta for a moment. There we go. Zeta leading us over the top. Zeta. No, you know what? Let's sprint with Lopez here. 2.6K. Sprint on that downhill. Give us that strong lead out. There you go. Used what he had left. And now 1.8 kilometers. Let's first go 99 before we actually sprint this. Just a little bit for Mark. Now we're taking off. Alright. Moreno's hanging in there. Tintoni is going to fade red bar wise, but with 900 meters, I think Moreno's going to run out of energy a little early and not take the win. But it's going to be a strong finish. There's that failure on the energy late. He had about 400K to go, but he's going to maybe get a podium. It looks like 4th place. Tunison for the win. Chacone 2nd. Hershey. There's Moreno in 4th. But there's Vermark, there's Tintoni in the top 20 in the positions. They'll have a good time. Zeta fading here a little late, but we're fine. Small group. A lot of riders lost time. That's good. Alright, so this is it. This is the decisive stage. It's Wollonga Hill. We're going to go up twice. First time coming up here in just a moment. We'll slow down only slightly this time, but we also need to make sure we up the effort. We'll try 88, make sure we stay put, and we're on the base of Wollonga Hill. 3.7 kilometers, 7% average gradient. 1K to go to the top. Definitely some fatigue setting in, but really not that. Ooh, there's a big split. It would be really nice if it held with just those 33 riders. Lopez, the only one who is dropped. But it looks like they are about to regain contact. If I had the strength, I would attack and keep it at 33, but we are just not that team yet. Lopez, you're protecting Tintoni. Go ahead and get back to that. And definitely some fatigue out there. A little bit of a downhill. Some of that will recover in this period, but
We've got 15
not
to the
all. Not all. It's going to be a pretty hard section. And 13K to go. I'm going to want to set myself up for a run up that hill as best we can. We don't want to just hang on. We hang on, we'll be back towards the group. So we need to be out front. Position's going to be really important. With 9K to go, it's time to get a move on. So I think Lopez is going to be going first. 8th hill also. Let's get those guys set. Tintoni at the back, as always. We'll ride for him just in case. But I think realistically, Vermark today with that +3 is going to be the strong man. He's got an 80 on the hill rating. And strong stamina resistance. Zeta also. Moreno a little bit more punchy than Zeta, but the stamina favors Zeta big time, so That's a strong group right there. And then transferred the new guy, 72-72, to lead them out. Eighth look a little better than Lopez right now. Lopez is up first, and we need to start pushing quickly because it's already down to 9K. Here's our turn on to the road already. And Lopez still hasn't even gone through. Need to really get out front. This is all about track position right now. Here we are. 6K to go. Use up these gels one after another every few hundred meters. Last turn and onto the road in just a moment. We're already out front. Nobody is chasing us down, so we'll wait until the corner here. So Lopez did his job. He got us set up. Now on to eighth hill. 3K to go. Getting that nice strong lead out from eighth hill. It's doing that damage behind him, but other than Tantoni losing pace a little on that, we still have that track position, and this is why we're pushing 2.2K. 2.2K, and we continue on. Getting really strong here. 1.6. Fatigue definitely setting in on these guys, but we're in a really strong position. We're going to go 97 with Moreno. It's going to allow the other teams to come back at us slightly, but he stayed tucked in for a moment. It's not a bad thing because now we're inside 1 kilometer to go. Zeta and Vermark still in a strong position for hopefully what can amount to a good finish. We're gonna go 96 with Zeta. Zeta sprint.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first to the line today?
Now Vermark sprint. Come on, Vermark. Come on, Vermark. Hang on, Vermark. Here comes the real quick one. Simmons, Haig, but that's going to be a top 3 for Vermark. It's going to be a top 3. He's going to pick up a little time. That's going to put him in the mix on the GC. So that is a win for us. It's not a literal win, but a figurative win. That's a good result. Also, Zeta 5th, Tantoni 6th right there as well. Excellent result, and that's going to have a strong impact on our first race's GC outcome. Let's speed this up to get that final result on that. We had 57 riders still in the main group. There was one rider who got a breakaway victory on one of those sprint stages, and they actually have the GC lead by about 40 seconds overall. Ooh, wow, this did not split like it normally does. No, it did not. 109 riders in the main group. Really important we picked up that time because now Tunison has a 32-second lead. Quinn Simmons is second. Ciccone and Haig, third and fourth. Hershey and Vermark, 5th and 6th. It's top 10. Caruso had the lead. Caruso dropped down. Caruso was the one who had that breakaway victory, but he was among those who lost some time today. Tunison was a solid second with multiple stage victories and has added to that. 32 seconds ahead. That's going to do it for this opening episode of the season. We get a pretty decent result already. Decent. And we're going to move on to the Vuelta San Juan International. This is one of our sponsor objectives. It is a stage victory we are looking for. We've got a sprint team and a couple of time trialists. There is a time trial opportunity in here. We're strong in that discipline, but not as strong as some of these World Tour guys. We were strong compared to the Continental Pro guys in that. So it's going to be really hard to get some sort of result on this. Luckily, it's only a 1-star objective. So we'll see what we can do. We'll give it a shot. But that does it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.